I'm checking in with people. I still have my regular team meetings, but we've got more projects going on. We're not, as much as we like to spend more time with customers, we're spending time thinking how we can help our customers. And that's really been a rallying point.
Well, I appreciate you joining. So what I want to just kind of just use this time, honestly, and you probably have a very limited schedule, but I put this together as I was talking to people, right? I feel like, individuals first off are doing things in the community and or for themselves and their family to, take advantage of this time and maybe mentally find good ways of making this sustainable for themselves. And then I wanted to then flip it and get your insights and maybe opinions around, what would be inspiring for businesses so that they can either like survive and thrive now and or or as we exit, where do you see strengths in what you're doing as like, wow, like a lot other people should think about how this might help themselves or how they can do better, either in their relationship or just their mental sanity, if you will.
Well, I mean, we're talking on the personal side.
Personal, yeah.
Yeah. It honestly, it's been kind of nice to be able to take the foot off the accelerator. And we're always running around, right? Going places, doing things. I mean, my kids are, both in the working world, although they're both home right now. So it's nice having them back, and from a family perspective, honestly, just reconnecting. We're cooking, obviously at home every night. We're probably spending less money on food, although it doesn't seem like it when we go to the grocery store because the bills are much bigger, feeding, cooking more.
There's a lot more food being purchased.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But it's also nice just not having to have the pressure to go out to eat or go see people. I mean, I miss seeing people. So Zoom is great,
Sure.
For that. And, the phone is great too. So on a personal side, honestly, taking care of things around the house, we're cleaning out the house. Gee, go figure that. That's awesome. Now when you clean, chaos, comes first and then order from just a cleaning perspective. And, and me, from an exercise perspective, I'm pretty religious. It's like 5 days a week at the gym, at the box, right?
Yeah, gotta get done. Absolutely.
It's still happening, but I'm trying new things now. Where I used to do a lot more running before I started, CrossFit years ago. I'm doing CrossFit and running and biking. So I'm bringing some of that back in.
Wonderful.
Which is nice. And I mean, from that perspective, I haven't taken any. Definitely haven't taken the foot off the gas, but trying new things. So that's been fun. Our garage is now a workout room. So my oldest daughter, who's a performer, is doing Zoom dance cardio classes for her friends. And so she's got Zoom going.
I love it.
Got, people doing it. My youngest daughter, who got into this a couple of years ago, is like right there with her. Plus she's doing all her, high intensity workouts. My wife's jumping in and joining as well. So, and then me, then I'll sneak in and do my WOD on the back of part of it. But that's working out pretty well.
I love that. Like, I think like one thing that's interesting there is that because you've got the different, I guess, ages and preferences, but now they're in the house, you're actually able to kind of experience them like you wouldn't before, right? Like, oh, like they would go and do that, or like, I say like now it's in your world. So you could see it, you could do it if you wanted, and it would probably be great if you did.
Right. No, it's fun. It's fun from that perspective. And, for the most part, we're all getting along. That's a good thing.
That is a very good thing. How is that? Like, how are you managing your teams now professionally?
I'll take a couple of things. Well, I mean, just being in a global organization, we've always connected virtually, right? I've got folks in Europe. I've got folks, here in the States and Canada. And so, none of us, they only have one person on my team that's actually here in Atlanta. And we spend more time talking to each other virtually anyway. So from that perspective, it hasn't changed. But what has changed is, just more quick check-ins, quick meetings, just seeing how people are just from a mental health perspective. I think in general, what you're seeing companies do is really focus on the employee from a health and wellness perspective. how are you doing? I mean, again, we're used to working from home, but we're also used to seeing people when we fly around and when we,
Yeah.
and we're not doing that right now. So it's really important to have the quote unquote employee health check surveys go out and see how people are doing, and
Right.
assessing that. And that's something that we're taking pretty seriously. We've offered free services, to anybody to go into to the SAP website, but and download our pulse surveys and do what they've got to do to check in on their companies. And big companies are taking advantage of it. But you asked the question for me personally. I'm checking in with my people. I still have my regular team meetings, but we've got more projects going on. We're not, as much as we like to spend more time with customers, we're spending time thinking how we can help our customers. And that's really been a rallying point for us as an organization, for my team specifically. We're looking at our customer segment, which, my team, manages the consumer products industry, the Cokes,
right.
The P&Gs, Georgia Pacifics of the world. And so what we're doing is with our suite of solutions, how can we help in 3 timeframes immediately? What can we do to help them now? What can we do to help them in 1 to 3 months? And what can we help in post-crisis recovery? No selling, empathetic, and only things that make sense, that are immediate, and that can actually assist our customers. And so so I've got my team members that are focusing on supply chain or selling, or product innovation, whatever it is. I mean, we're really thinking through that, and we're publishing a series of papers. So that's been really good from a team, just kind of getting focused on what can we do to get back.
And so thinking about 1 to 3, and then after that, I think it's probably a good insight for a lot of people, right? When they're trying to frame, what should I be focusing on? How would you like other businesses to think about this period?
Yeah, I think that collaboration amongst different trading partners is really important, and I think preparedness is really important. I think we, have a very efficient, business environment, business community, but we've never gone through this type of quote unquote crisis, at least in the near. I think in my lifetime. And so what can we do to make ourselves more efficient and be better prepared for the future? Whether it's, again, as I mentioned, collaboration amongst trading partners, whether it's just, simulations to figure out how to come out of the crisis, and then, God forbid, something like this happens again, how can we be prepared the next time around? And I'll tell you, what can we do as a world, just to be more efficient, to be more mindful of our environment? What can we do to, cut out waste in the system? I mean, this is like the great reset. How can we take advantage of it? And I'd love people to really think about it. I mean, I'm hearing stories about blue skies in Los Angeles.
Right.
I mean,
there are things that water in Venice. You can see the water in Venice right now. You can see the fish in the water.
Yeah, and I mean, it's unbelievable. And, I really hope we, as a society, take advantage of it. In business, think about, how we can, operate differently in the future. I mean, okay, is it going to be 100% different? Probably not. But, what incremental changes can we make as individuals and corporations to take some lessons from the great reset, the great pause, to make our world better.
I love that. And then what happens when people get released? They say it takes 45, 60 days for real habits to start becoming kind of built in. Will family dinners keep going? Will people still keep cooking? I mean, I'm seeing restaurants that are shifting and delivering goods and as much food as they're delivering as they used to. And so it's very interesting to see kind of, then we are shifting, right? And there is an opportunity there.
Yeah.
As a leader in your field, what do you focus on, or what do you hope people see?
Good question. I think from a leadership perspective, I think you have to be open. I think you have to be honest. You have to be fact-based. You have to be mindful of the folks that you work with, the current situation they're in. Provide whatever support I'm not saying I'm the greatest at this, but I think these are important things to do.
Yeah.
And set an agenda, set a direction, but people are people. And so I think you just have to be open and honest and have a, common vision of where you're going to go together. And I think that's what good leaders do. I heard Arthur Blank, talk about it recently, from, what makes a good leader. And a good leader is honest, is forthright, challenges people, but, does it in a very empathetic way.
I love that. Well, sir, I appreciate you. I'm going to do my best to cut and share this and hopefully use some of your words to inspire other people.